Human injury, intentional and unintentional injuries. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students should be able to first A. Define injury, B. Differentiate intentional injuries from unintentional injuries, C. Classify the given situation as to whether they refer to intentional or unintentional injuries, D. Showcase examples of intentional and unintentional injuries through role-playing, and lastly, E. Show enthusiasm in doing the activity. What is injury? Injury is a harm or damage to a person caused by events or act of someone. What is intentional injury? Intentional injury is the result of purposeful human action, whether directed at oneself or others. Intentional injuries examples are homicide, suicide, rape, shootings, stabbings, domestic violence, child abuse, and other assaults. Intentional injuries. More than 2 million Americans are victims of violent injury each year. 3 violent crimes occur every minute in the U.S. Examples of violent crimes are assault, homicide, sexual assault, domestic violence, suicide, child abuse, and elder abuse. Intentional injury. Ang example sa intentional injury is kanang gituyo nga pagpasakit sa isa ka tao. For example is kanang naka-intention nga stab or dunggabo na nga tao. It is considered as intentional injury. Here's a video presentation for you to understand well what is intentional injuries. And now, let's proceed to unintentional injuries. What is an intentional injury? An intentional injury is injury that is unplanned or considered as accident or not intended to happen. Unintentional injuries examples are motor vehicle crashes, pedestrian injury, bicycle crashes, occupational injury, drowning, and falls. Unintentional injury, such as those caused by burns, drowning, falls, poisoning, and road traffic accidents, are the leading cause of morbidity and mortality among children in the United States. Each year, among those 0 to 19 years of age, more than 12,000 people die from unintentional injuries, and more than 9.2 million are treated in emergency departments for non-fatal injuries. The unintentional injury that I had experienced in my childhood is katong time nga wala natuyo sa ako ang friend, sa akong childhood friend nga kanang instead nga ang iyang bunalan is katong kanang pat sa babaw kay dula-dula man siya, ako ang iyang nabunalan sa ulo. So wala ko niya natuyo, though nabukol ko ato, but wala man niya natuyo nga ako ang iyang naigo instead sa katong pat. So that incident is considered as an intentional injury. Here's a video presentation for you to understand well what is an intentional injury.
Would you ever harm a child? You may think the answer is no, but the culprit could be found in your own medicine cabinet. Prescription drug poisoning causes one child to visit the ER every 8 minutes. This is more than the number of children coming in due to car crashes. These shocking statistics are caused by the fact that children admire and observe their caregivers and learn from them by imitating their behaviors. The consumption of medication is no different. To the young mind, medication can look and taste like candy. We can prevent these unnecessary poisonings by taking further steps to secure our medications. Medication bottles should be tightly sealed with child-resistant packaging, kept in medicine cabinets, out of sight and out of reach from children. Some minor symptoms if children are exposed could be nausea, vomiting, drowsiness, or more severe symptoms such as burns, seizures, cardiac arrest, unconsciousness, and even death. If you believe your child has consumed an unprescribed medication, call Poison Control Center at 1-800-222-1222. Medical professionals will walk you through necessary steps and provide you expert advice. For more information on local safe disposal of unused prescription drugs, please call 311 or take action into your own hands and dispose of your medications at the kiosk located at the 40 Acres Pharmacy on UT campus. These life-saving treatments for adults can be life-threatening to children. We all play a role in keeping the children in our Austin community safe.
What are the effects of unintentional injuries? Unintentional injury can lead to irreversible consequences for most children, and untreated accidental injury is associated with numerous adverse outcomes, including death, disability, and increasing demand for hospital care. Like for example, nga kanang gakahitabo sa ato ang mga dalan, na mga aksidente gakahitabo nga perminti na lang gyud halos sa isa ka adlaw kay always good kinahanglan og healthcare nga ang hospital gid mismo ma-assist because of these unintentional injuries. That's all for today. Thank you for listening and God bless.